Today we have this Game Boy Advance that is worn down. We are going to be replacing the shell into this red transparent shell that looks really cool, and so let's get into it. So first off, you'll need to make sure your system works, as sometimes these systems, break. And so here I just put my game and my batteries, and I can see it does work. As you can see here, it runs Mario Bros. 3 perfectly fine, no issues, so I believe I'll be keeping the original screen panel as it works perfectly fine, and I like that original screen. And so yeah, regarding the shell we are going to be installing, today's sponsor, eXtremeRate, want to send this shell over. So it's this nice frosted red shell, and so that's pretty cool, and we're going to be installing that. Assemble this thing, it's quite obvious you will need to remove the batteries. Once that's done, you can just set that aside. Then you can take out the game, and on the back here there are going to be six tri-wing screws here and all along the back. So remove those 6 with a Phillips 1.5. That should work perfectly fine. Once you remove the final screw, you are going to need to swap to a Phillips 1.5 or a 00, and then use that to remove the black screw in the battery area. Then you can remove the back shell and remove these side rails, as they can fall out quite easily. Then there's only 2 Phillips screws on the motherboard here, one on the right and then the left side. Now you can loosen these latches on the ribbon cable, and you just sort of push on each side until it's all the way out. This is a relatively simple process to do, and once that's done, you can lift the motherboard out. Detach the ribbon cable like that, and there, the motherboard has been removed. We got the rather disgusting A and B membrane there, so that's pretty dirty. Same for like the triggers here. These buttons get pretty dirty, so if you want to replace it, you can get a nice looking system out of it. As you can see here, the motherboard is pretty clean for one of these. The speaker's pretty dirty, but at least the motherboard has no signs of corrosion, which means this unit should last for many more years to come. Maybe those capacitors need to be replaced, but I think it's fine for now as it works perfectly good, so yeah, that's pretty cool. Now you can sort of remove the screen by wiggling the shell, and that will loosen the adhesive. Don't pull on the ribbon cable like that, but there you can remove the screen, and there's the screen panel. Be careful with that, as you can damage it quite easily, so yeah. 2 really parts you need is like the motherboard and the screen, so if you just have those, you could build yourself a Game Boy. So here is the motherboard. Now you're going to need to take isopropyl alcohol 99% and clean these golden pads here, give them a bit of a scrub, and make sure they can work again and work better. So yeah, make sure to do this. So clean the speaker, as it has a lot of dust on it, and you can make it sound louder, as I've had several cases of these where they're so dirty the volume is actually quieter, so make sure to do this. And if you want, you can just take this toothbrush I was using and just go ahead and clean the whole motherboard, though this is unnecessary. I'm just doing it here because, you know, it's just general maintenance and it makes the motherboard look new and no dirty, which is good for a transparent shell like the one I'm installing. So yeah. Here's just some time-lapsed footage of all the cleaning I generally do. Sometimes I overdo myself and give the motherboards a little too much cleaning, but this is the sort of work I do on systems I either want to keep myself or resell on eBay. So yeah, if you guys want something of yours repaired like this, I can do that sometimes. So yeah, just join the Discord server and subscribe. Anyways, thank you. Now let's take a look at our new frosted red shell here. This looks pretty cool and I've been excited to build this one for quite some time now. So yeah, that is pretty nice. Wow, that is looking just as good as I thought. Here's some adhesive. You can just remove the middle sort of piece, which is a little over excessive in terms of how much foam they used, because you only need this outer part and you just need to put it around the screen like this. So you can just peel off that paper and then just stick it down like that. You may need to use the original adhesive, as this one I found is pretty tricky to use. And then this one thing I was really excited about, this glass lens that is actually from a different company that isn't eXtremeRate. And I'm actually surprised that they have this lens, because this one costs like $8-10 if you want to get it separately. So it's actually a really nice thing they added. Very nice rainbow adhesive. Don't know why it's separated like that. So there's 2 layers and there's actually 3. So yeah. It's a little strong adhesive, so it will get caught in your gloves, so be very careful when installing it. But once it goes on, it looks really good. Once that is done, you can go ahead and put the screen in, and that should go in perfectly fine. Now you can put all the buttons in the way they should be. Now you can screw in the motherboard like this. Put in this new cartridge shield thing onto the back shell. You can use the original one, but the new one is usually not scratched. So you just sort of lay it like that, and then there's these 2 screws that go into these holes here. Here I'm using the original battery contact as it's usually better and it has no corrosion, but they do supply a new one. And then you can put the back shell on, and then you just screw in all the screws on the back. For some reason there's a hole here on the back, so you'll need to install the sticker over that. It's a pretty nice sticker and it looks pretty cool. And there it is, the transparent red Game Boy Advance, a nice glass lens with a reflective logo, a really nice back, and this device does look much better now. I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I actually did want to keep this thing myself, as I was really tempted to, and this video was meant to be a little bit more important than I was planning it. However, I am selling this device on eBay, and I'm going to be repairing more. It's really cool that the cartridge sort of sticks out like that, and you can see it, my very authentic copy of the game. As you can see there, just plugs in and it looks really cool. So yeah, that definitely looks much better than it did before. I luckily only got a very minor amount of dust stuck on the screen there, but it's nothing that's natural. It looks pretty bad with the light on, but you can't really tell in other lighting. So, you know, it's just a natural amount. Though I did get some new materials that will allow me to get less dust on the screen. So, yeah. I'm sorry if this video didn't seem like the highest quality. I'm sick, and when I recorded this audio, I wasn't feeling the best, and I have a very sore throat. But I need to get this video completed, so if this video is able to help anybody, please let me know down in the comments, and please subscribe if you are interested in more videos like this. So, yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you liked seeing this transparent red Game Boy I built. It looks really awesome, and I look forward to making more videos like this, so see you guys next time.